Hello everyone, welcome to version 1.10 showcase of Beyond 3D weapons. In this update, I have added a new legendary weapon and I have added a new ability to Circus cluster. So we are going to go over these two weapons and I'm also going to go over all the old weapons. There are common, rare and legendary because some weapons can be a little complicated to understand, so I will go over all of them and try to explain them as easily as possible. So before that, there is a thing called Book of Knowledge where you can find it in here. Book of Knowledge. It's given to you at the start of each world, and you can find all the details in here about every weapon that there is, and it will be updated as new weapons get added. So you can see them over there, and I will explain all of them here. So first of all, let's go through the new weapon that has been added. So first weapon is the oh god, what happened? So first weapon is the Sonic Blade. It is crafted by using a new item called Warden's Leather, which you can find or obtain by killing a warden. Every warden you kill has a 100% chance of dropping the warden's leather. You can use that to create the Sonic Blade. So how it works is whenever you hit an entity, let me get some zombies. So every time you hit an entity, oh, my game is on peaceful. Um, uh, so whenever you hit an entity, it remembers the location and does a area attack that damages mob around it. But you have to be careful because it damages you as well. So this is the attack ability. You will always have it. It won't cost any mana for you to use it. And there is a mana meter. You can see it in the bottom left of the screen. And whenever you use any weapon that has an interact ability, it will use 1 bar of mana. So for example, the Sonic Blade has interactability. Whenever you interact, it shoots this sonic wave which damages mob. So it uses 1 bar of mana and the bar automatically fills up after a few while, and you can use the mana star, which we will talk about a little later, to increase your mana. So this is the Sonic Blade. This is the new item, and Circus Cluster is an old item that didn't had a lot of use but was a legendary weapon. It only had one ability, which was whenever you right click, it shoots a cluster bomb and it explodes on contact. So now it has another ability, which is attack ability. So whenever you hit something or hit a mob, it gets a new effect called Cluster Curse. So whenever it has the Cluster Curse, it will show that kind of effect. Like see this skull, it means it has the curse. So every entity that has Cluster Curse will like take 1.5 hours of extra damage from every source that they take damage from. For example, this zombie has the Cluster Curse effect. So if it has the Cluster Curse effect and it takes damage from, say for example, a spider or any other source, like for example the mummy you can spawn with the this weapon right over here, um, it will take 1.5 hours of extra damage for each hit it takes. It also works for this weapon, so it usually does 3 damage, but if the entity has Cluster Curse effect, will take 4.5 hours of damage, and it will work for any other damage source. It will take 1.5 hours of extra damage from all damage source. So these are the new stuffs added in the new update, and now we will go through the old stuffs. So first of all, we have the common stuff. We have Shuriken, we have Magma Hammer, and we have War Weapons. So the Shuriken is located here, the War Hammer, the Magma Hammer is here, the War Axe, War Hammer, and War Mace. So these are the common weapons. So Shuriken is something you throw at stuff. Let me get the zombie spawning again. So if I have zombie over here, I can throw it on him and it will explode on impact, doing quite a bit of damage. So yeah, this is the common weapon. And then we have the Magma Hammer. So Magma Hammer's ability is it normally does 6 hearts of damage, but whenever you hit something, it like the damage gets increased. In the bottom right you can see damage modifier, so it gets increased like every time you hit an entity, and it slowly gets increased at 6. So it normally does 6 hearts of damage, but when it's fully maxed, the modifier is fully maxed, it will do 9 hearts of damage. So yeah, it's still not the best, and it has another ability wherever you hit any entity, it gets on fire, like it has fire aspect. So that's another. And war axe are just like damaging weapons, but it will give you speed. And the hammer has knockback. I couldn't show that because it died. So the hammer has knockback, and the mace slows an entity down after it's hit for a few while. So these are the common weapons done. So now we go to the rare weapon. The first weapon is the blood cracker. So it might be the most complicated weapon in this add-on, but I will explain it. So there is two modes to this add-on. First of all, the blood cracker and mana cracker, which you can activate by sneak and right clicking. You can see it turned into mana cracker, and then it will turn into blood cracker. So what blood cracker has is whenever you hit an entity with blood cracker, where did he go? Uh, I don't know. So whenever you hit an entity with blood cracker, it gives you a small region, like you are stealing hearts from the entity. So this is the hitability, and it also has interactability. So whenever you interact, you get huge amount of health boost, and it uses 1 bar of mana. So this is the blood cracker, and whenever you sneak and interact, and it turns into mana cracker. So mana cracker also has the same sneak ability, like whenever you like what is like whenever you have the mana cracker, you interact, it gives you huge amounts of health boost. So that's the interact. But whenever you kill an entity with mana cracker, it gives you mana. Like for example, I killed him. Now if you have full mana already and you killed an entity, it will overflow your mana. So the overflow mana bar has one extra like bar of manas, which you can use to cast another spell or use another interaction ability like one more time. But after you use the interaction ability, it goes down and won't regen automatically. You have to use the mana cracker to get it to overflow. So that's the mana cracker done. So next are the celestial weapons. So there's celestial blade and celestial hammer. So the celestial blade and celestial hammer are quite the same. The celestial blade, what it does, it has a cooldown attack. So whenever the attack is ready and you hit an entity, it will take 14 heart it will take 7 hearts of damage. It will take 14 points of damage, and it will go on cooldown. And when it's on cooldown, if you hit an entity, it will only take 1 hearts of damage or 2 points of damage. But when it's on like the ready mode, if you hit it, it will take 14 hearts of damage, and it will create a area attack which will hit mobs around the blade. But it will only work if the attack is on ready mode. The same goes for the celestial hammer, but it has knockback 2 pre-enchanted on it. So that goes celestial stuffs. So now we have the skull wand. So the skull wand is over here. So skull wand also has 2 abilities. So first ability, no, skull wand has 3 abilities. So if I get my zombies again, so if I hit a mob, it will get wither effect and will be damaged over time. It's not much, but it will be over time damage. So this is the first ability. The second ability is if there is a zombie, if I right click, it will summon a mummy helper. It will hit everything that's not you and not hostile. So it will hit other players, it will hit everything. It doesn't have a lot of health, but it will help if you like summon 3 of them with 1 mana bar. And the third ability is when if you sneak and right click, you will be invisible for a while, get a speed boost, so you can like run away from people and stuff. So this is the skull one done. And then we have the upgraded netherite sword. So there are mainly 3 levels which you can like upgrade using the reinforced netherite, which you can find in Bastion Remnant chests and stuff. So you can upgrade it to level 3, and on the level 3 you will have access to the interact ability. Like whenever you hit a mob, it will burn it, and whenever you right click, it will like create a AoE attack. And yeah, it's pretty much it. It's not amazing, that's why it's rare, it's not legendary. And yeah, so these are the common mana star. So the mana star is quite simple. If you equip the mana star in your offense slot, it will increase your mana regeneration time. So your mana will regenerate quickly. So these are the rare stars. Now we are going in the legendary stuff. So first legendary weapon is the Gilded Scythe. So the Gilded Scythe also has 2 abilities. So the first ability is if there's a lot of entities, if you hit one entity in an area will get damage like sweeping edge in Java Edition. So yeah, this is the first ability, and the second ability is whenever you interact, it shoots your scythe and it damages a lot of stuffs in a radius. So yeah, and it also uses 1 bar of mana, so that's something to worry about. And then we have the basic hammer. So the basic hammer is like, I have to get a crafting table. So as you can see, this is the main basic hammer, and it has a lot of modifiable like crafting recipes which I will put on the screen. So you can use all of the abilities to give him lightning effect and other stuff. So yeah, quite good of a weapon. So after that we have the Circus cluster, which we talked about earlier. Then we have the Sonic Blade, which we also talked about earlier. And then we have the Spell Twister. It is also quite complicated, but I will explain it. So we have 2 totems that is required to use the Spell Twister's ability. There is Totem of Aura and there is Totem of Vulcan. So whenever you interact with a totem, it gets equipped in your in the player. So if I interact, you can see. So as I interact, you can see the Totem of Vulcan has been activated, and if I click this, you will get the Totem of Vulcan back, and the aura would be activated. So and if you want your totem back, you can sneak and interact with your Spell Twister. It will get your totem back. So the Totem of Aura is mainly defensive totem. So it will have healing abilities and stuff. And on the other hand, Totem of Vulcan is attacking totem. So if I equip Totem of Vulcan, and then I will get access to 2 of its ability. So if I take my zombies again, if I spawn them, and if I hit them with the Totem of Vulcan, if you occasionally they will catch on fire. So you can see they caught on fire again. And yeah, but the second ability is where it's good. So whenever you interact while having the Totem of Vulcan active, it spawns a circle that damages every entity in it, even you. So be careful about that. So yeah, it will damage and make the entity weak. So that's the Totem of Vulcan. And then the Totem of Aura is whenever you right click, it creates a circle that will heal you. Heal all of the players that are in it. It will heal all of the players, not entities. It will only heal the players. And whenever you hit an entity, you will get a small resistance buff, so you will take less damage. So yeah, these were all the items that were available in version 1.10 of Beyond Steady Weapons. There will be more weapons coming in the later updates, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then.